Hey guys, what's going on? So this video is coming out to you for a couple of different wacky reasons that will all string together. So I posted this in my community post. Should I upload a video of the best battle or a long video of an easy, medium, or hard battle? And everybody picked best, or large quantity of the people picked best. What ended up happening was they decided to do a patch, and whenever they do a patch, I can't replay battles pre-patch. And so just every so often you'll notice that when you boot up your game, there'll be a loading bar on the bottom, and it's because they've added something to the game or taken away something to the game, or they've fixed a glitch. And then all of a sudden you can't, do the thing anymore, right? So they did a patch to the game, and I wasn't able to show that. Keep that in mind. Then, 2 days ago, I was recording a video, and I noticed this in Laboratory of Experiments. They said sometime after a new event unit is going to be out, sometime after a new unit is out, meaning that when they add in the next newest, biggest, baddest thing, Bard 2, whenever they add in the newest, best DPS unit, Riding Hood is also going to be added into the Laboratory of Experiments. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't open up my Laboratory of Experiments very often. So these 5 cards I haven't maxed out yet. And so there has been no reason for me to open up my Laboratory of Experiments other than when I was showcasing a Laboratory of Experiments video. Now, you can go back to that video to see if Seadog was also in that video. Because I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. When I did that video, I don't remember if Seadog was in that video. But if it wasn't, then that means that when they did this patch that didn't allow me to post my Alchemist versus Riding Hood video and make a Royal Trials video, that means that during that patch, they changed this. And I'm giving you this information because there's a lot of information here that they didn't talk about, and that is my biggest problem. My biggest problem is that your source for information is at best the Rush Royale Discord, right? If you're not subscribed to me, no other person is talking about this. I have seen no other video explaining this. And I'm going to break this down for you because this was maddening on my stream. I just did a stream, and one of the users, his name was Joker, pointed this out to me. And he was saying that Tesla and Spirit Master are also in the Laboratory of Experiments. Now, I thought that he meant that he could pick Tesla and Spirit Master, because I was like, Tesla and Spirit Master are not in the legendary pool. I would know that, right? And he was like, yeah, they're in the legendary pool. I was like, well, your account must be glitched. It was this whole back and forth thing. I thought he was lying, and I thought he was confused because I was like, oh, you mean like Genie. Like if you have a Genie, you're talking about like the things that you can pick, but that's not in the things that you can get, because the Laboratory of Experiments has always been equivalent to what you can get in a legendary. That's how it's always worked, right? If you can get it in a regular legendary box, like all of these, right? Then you can get it in Laboratory of Experiments. And then they were slowly adding in event legendaries. But they did that when they added it to the regular legendary pool. They were downgrading legendaries, right? That was the thing. When they added Minotaur first, and then they added Robot. And then we assumed that like eventually they were just going to add in other things. But he was like, no, Spirit Master and Tesla are in the box as well. And I was like, that's crazy, because Riding Hood should be the next card, right? Because I remember my post saying that at the very bottom of it, that Riding Hood, sometime it will be available in a future season, right? At which point, when I finally eventually got down to all of my chat, they talked about Seadog. And that is when I noticed Seadog. And I was like, oh my God, they are completely doing different things now. Because now the regular legendary. And so 2 changes happened. And these are all secret changes. And my problem with this is that your source of information at best is the Rush Royale Discord. And the Rush Royale Discord is an extension of the YouTube channel. So the YouTube channel actually has less than the Rush Royale Discord. In the Rush Royale Discord, they'd rather talk about the art from sketch to life, right? They would rather talk about was legendary units of choice, right? The chest of choice pack. They would rather talk about the beach party is coming soon. They would rather talk about get prizes for my games, the extra prizes that you were getting if you spent money in their game store. They would rather talk about how the beach party is now upon us. They would rather talk about Random League is going to start on the 27th. They would rather talk about, oh, here is the beach party video that we posted on our YouTube channel, right? They'd rather talk about, oh, complete the deck, right? This is where you're getting most of your information. All of your up-to-date information, you're getting it from this, right? At best. Because no other content creator has talked about this laboratory of experiment change. I've never heard about this from anything, which is why I thought that the person that was in my stream was lying. I was like, no, it's not. That's crazy. You're crazy. You're insane. If they would added Spirit Master and Tesla and Sea Dog into the laboratory of experiments, I would know. Here's the second change. The second change is if you've maxed out a unit, it doesn't show up. I don't know if you've noticed, but Enchant Sword, Knight Statue, Scrapper, I can't pick those anymore. Spirit Master, Tesla, I wouldn't have known that those were even in here because I have already maxed those out. That is an incredibly good change because that means that they're minusing this. And if they minus this, that means that high-end players, when I did my video about why the crystal change and I talked about high-level players, high-level players, if they get down to 4 units and they keep minusing all of this, eventually you won't be able to pick 5 units. And theoretically, you could have the laboratory of experiments with 2 empty spots, or 3 empty spots, or 4 empty spots. And maybe every single time you get a laboratory of experiments, you'll keep getting the thing that you'll want if you have everything maxed out. That is a good quality of life change. It is also a good quality of life change that they took out all of the regular ones that you already maxed out because it didn't make sense to have that in here in the first place. In terms of Sea Dog, Saz, the people in my clan, he sent me the screenshot. In his video, thing, Tesla he doesn't even have a Tesla, and so it says not found. The other secret thing about laboratory of experiments is that if you don't have a card, it's going to show up in not found. I have one of every card, so this is another feature about laboratory of experiments that I would never talk about. But if you don't have a card, like a singular card, you can't laboratory of experiments for it, which I think is an important fact as well. He has Spirit Master in here because he is not maxed out as Spirit Master. Okay. First off, this is a very good change. I love everything about this. I love that they're allowing you all of the best cards, or I mean not all of the best cards, because the top 3 cards are not available. Bard, Genie, and Riding Hood are not available yet. Those are the 3 best cards in this game. I think that them not having it in here yet means that they know that those are the best 3 cards in the game. So whatever your opinion about it is, if the fact that they have added literally every event unit into the pool for laboratory of experiments so that you can choose from it is telling. The fact that they have added Robot and Minotaur into the regular legendary pool is also very telling. The things that you can exchange for magic dust, the things that you can obtain from a legendary box. Robot and Minotaur are in those. Tesla, Spirit Master, and Sea Dog are only in this. So now there is a distinction between a legendary box and a Laboratory of Experiment exchange that they have just not told us about. The fact that they haven't told us about this is insane to me. So I just wanted to make this video so that you don't also look like a shitty person in your stream calling one of your viewers a liar. To Joker, I know that you said that I didn't need to credit you in this video, but I want to anyway, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry for calling you a liar, and I should have been calling the Rush Royale development team. This is just another issue of transparency. They do so many patches in this game, and we never know what those patches are. And I don't understand that. Why there is always like, oh, hey, download this thing. We're forcing you to download this thing, but we're not going to tell you what it is because we'd rather show you this cool art for the beach party. I don't understand that. I don't understand why that is not always a community post. Like, oh, hey, we just changed this in the game. If this was a problem before, here is a patch that we added. It's the idea that it's just community communication. It's the idea that, like, we know that this was a problem. We have fixed it. It just makes you as a community member feel like you are being told up-to-date information so that you are informed about a change in the game that, you know, maybe you didn't know about, or maybe you know what's even worse? Maybe you did know about it and now you don't want to, like, let's say there was a bug in the game where Riding Hood does 0 damage all the time. If you don't play Riding Hood, you don't care, right? And then somebody who plays Riding Hood where that bug is in effect, they definitely care. And if Riding Hood does 0 damage, they're just going to switch to a different deck. And then they do a secret patch where they don't talk about the patch, and they fixed the Riding Hood bug doing 0 damage. And then you don't know about that, so you're still not playing Riding Hood, and you've switched to a different deck. There is an inherent problem in Rush Royale's transparency when it comes to the communication in this game, and it continues. And it really bothers me. But I'm glad that I was able to look stupid on stream and not know about any of this. And then have every single person in my stream be like, no, he's correct. And I was just like, no, you guys are crazy. Because this isn't in the game. And they were like, no, he's definitely correct. Because it's in the game for me. And because of the variance, like I said, with how this entire system even works, how they changed the idea that, you know, like all of your maxed out legendaries don't even appear anymore. How they changed the system of this isn't just what's in the legendary box, it's now its own individual system and way of working. It's maddening that this was not an official post. But that's why you are subscribed to somebody who likes to talk about the game. Who doesn't just like doing gameplay. I like talking about the ins and outs of this game. And this is one of those things that I feel like is really important information for you to know. And because I didn't. And I felt dumb on my stream. I got to feel dumb on my stream. But there you go. Now you have the information. Most of my information that I ever give you is because I felt dumb doing something wrong, and then I decide to give you correct information. And that's how I usually build decks. I usually build decks because somebody beat me with a better version of something that I was running. And then I start running that, and I make a video about it, and I make a video about how it's good. And that's usually how I get most of my information about this game. It's feeling dumb. It's thinking one way and then realizing that I'm wrong. So to Joker, yes, I'm wrong. And you were correct. Thank you for giving me this information. Thank you for giving the community this information. And this is me trying to spread the word, as you said.